Hey Doodlers, this is Adam Sasinski and welcome to the day 9 lesson of the 40-day How to Doodle course. Now, this lesson, we're not going to learn anything new. We're not going to go through any new material. I think it's kind of worthwhile to kind of step back and start using the visual alphabet that we've worked on over the past few days since we started this course and develop a visual vocabulary moving forward. So, for instance, I used to keep a notebook where I had all these elements, all these different doodles of, trees, for instance. I would have this is how I would draw a tree or doodle a tree. So I would mark it down as tree. I would keep a notebook, okay? Or for instance, an apple, okay? Then I would kind of doodle it like that. Okay, there's my apple. So I would mark that down. Okay, anything I kind of thought of, okay? For instance, oh, how about a bee? Okay, there are a lot of different ways to doodle bees. This is just one way to doodle a bee. Okay, there we go. And, or for instance, a candle. Okay, a candle. Oops, I didn't label that. A candle. A candle can be doodled. All these objects can be doodled in a number of different ways. Now, I guess the value of keeping a visual vocabulary is so that you can develop. It's like developing words. Okay, as you grow up, you learn letters and then you put letters together into words and then you know how to write words. So you know how to write a candle, what a bee is, or an apple and a tree. So this is just a visual vocabulary. So you can just go back to these anytime and say, okay, well, how did I doodle a candle? Okay, that's how I doodle a candle. Okay, so let's go back and use that in my doodles now. So the more you have, the wider range in your visual vocabulary you have, the more items you have, the easier and faster you'll be able to doodle all sorts of things as you work on your visual thinking skills moving forward. For instance, there's, okay, another one. Oops, my finger got in the way again. And I'm always scrubbing out my fingers getting in the way all the time. Okay, for instance, a flag. Okay, there you go. There's a flag. Flagpole. Flagpole and waves in the wind. Whatever it is. So, flag. So, there are all these different things that you come up, I guess, that can come up throughout the day. That one's a little bit awkward. You can come up with throughout the day as you go about your day, and you can just doodle them. What's this look like? This looks like a very awkward bell, I guess. Bell. So anything. Okay, I see a cup of tea. So there you go. I'm going to doodle a cup of tea and add it to my visual vocabulary. There we go. There's my cup of tea. A tea. Okay, and for instance, maybe I see one of these bombs. Well, hopefully you won't see one of these bombs, but maybe you're watching a cartoon and you see one of these bombs, and therefore you can doodle it and add it to your visual vocabulary. As you see, I'm adding these sort of lines here, just to indicate that it's rounded. It's got rounded shape. So there's a lot of different elements. There's so many things that you can do here. Adding a car for that. I mean, we've doodled cars before. I mean, there's so many ways to doodle a car, and this could be one way, and you could doodle them 100 more different ways, and I'll show you. But basically, it's all about just adding more and more to your visual vocabulary every single day, and you become a better visual thinker. I guarantee you, because you'll feel more comfortable doodling all these things all of the time, and just adding just one item to your visual vocabulary every single day means you have 365 at the end of the year, unless of course it's a leap year. But you have 365 doodles that you can go back to. And I guarantee you'll be able to add more than one. Because how long did it take me to doodle a tree, to doodle an apple, to doodle a bell? Not long at all. It's all about just becoming familiar with that sort of process. Now, I wanted to tell you that at the end of this 40-day course, it doesn't really end. I mean, it ends. I won't be sending you emails every single day with lessons, but I want to help you build your visual vocabulary. So at the end of these 40 days, you'll be receiving weekly emails with visual vocabulary examples that you can add to your own visual vocabulary that I've sort of written out for you. And I can give you a little preview of that right now. So if we step into here, as you can see here, these are some of the things, and you'll gain 4 high resolution images of all these things right here. And I'll be adding more and more. So I'll add more and more and more to these all the time. And I'll just keep building, helping you build your visual vocabulary so that you know exactly what it all means. So for instance, I mean, we're going to go through some I guess some words that are very difficult to sort of represent. Like, how would you represent this one? For instance, this is representation of growth. Okay, that's how we represent growth. That's at least one way to represent the act of growing or growth. Okay, let's have a look at another one. Okay, here, this one we represent, and this is kind of like a form of goal achievement. We've got the flag on top, and it's a little bit cut off the top, so I hope you can see that. This is goal achievement. Okay, this is a way to doodle, and it's very easy, very simple. So we're going to go through all these different things, and I'm going to show you how to build your visual vocabulary in very simple ways that makes things a lot of fun. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much where we're at, and I hope that you can use that as inspiration. And after the 40 days is over, that's what I'm committed to help you do for the extended future, just to keep building that vocabulary as much as possible, so that when you grasp the concept of all these different visuals that you can implement into your visual thinking skills, you'll be far more proficient visual thinker. And the other courses that we're going to be running and everything about creativity, about self-improvement, all this will help you excel in those areas. And I'm really excited to share that with you and for you to join those courses as well. So for now, that's it for this lesson. I hope you will find this of value. If you've started creating your visual vocabulary and popped it into a notebook or any other way, feel free to share it below. Send it to info@iqdoodle.com. I look forward to seeing your doodles, to seeing your visual vocabulary grow and grow and grow. And as always, check out everybody else's submissions, see how their visual vocabulary has been expanding. Copy their ideas, okay? No one's got a copyright on their idea of, you know, how to draw visuals, unless of course it's like a Nike logo or something like that. Then it's a trademark or along those lines. But we have to just keep building, just keep working on it, one step at a time. So that's it for today. I hope you can keep working on your visual vocabulary, and I look forward to sharing the next lesson with you tomorrow.